Hello and welcome to our Fantastic Wonderland. Now I have actually played a previous game in this series, I guess you could call it, called Our Cinderella, which I'll link down in the description below if you want to check out that video before this one, but that was one I played when I was playing through the games that I got in the Palestinian Relief Bundle. But as for this one, didn't really know much about it other than it's but looks of it following the same cast of characters from the previous game that I played, so I really like that one, so yeah, let's start a new game, I guess. We're waking up. I guess our little Wonderland. Maybe you can just open your eyes a little bit wider. Thank you. So we can actually see where we are a little bit better. Oh, okay, you weren't going to stop. I was going to say, you're not going to scroll past the entire thing, are you? Going to probably take a while. Okay, a young man in robes of white traverses the darkness of the woods. His snow-stained hair stands prominent against the black backdrop, like a star twinkling softly against the expanse of the night sky. And around him, shadows threaten like inky chasms. All manner of creatures could be out there, just watching, and just standing there. Menacingly waiting. Oh. Hey, thanks. We're gonna go Emperor's New Groove up in here. Hey, that's me. Very good, eggs. Glad you could recognize yourself in the mirror. Yeah, no, it doesn't help the vibe when you interrupt the narration. But don't worry, babe. Just narrate the clown straight into a big old torture hole. See if they can keep up with the smart-ass commentary with 7-foot spikes shoved out their asses. If I knew this was going to be an NC-17 affair, I'd have been more prepared. That is sick and disgusting. Why the hell did you put me next to this fucker? Wait, you can just kill us like that? I'm not killing anyone. Can we please just focus here? I'm trying to keep this thing under 10k. The 10k words. Now then. The cool chill of the wooden shade sends shivers up the man's spine. Knows not where he is, nor how he arrived here. I have no idea where I am or how I got here. No, damn it, not again. Damn, Iggs, you should drop the computer hacker stuff and take up acting instead. There's a Charleston Hester over here. I am still not sure why he's playing the lead. Nothing this world needs is another spineless, vanilla protagonist. I could have provided some life to the production. Yeah, cause you've stolen it from everyone watching. I love these guys so much. Young cleric I'm just gonna call this guy Iggy. Iggy carries on through the trees before arriving at a clearing. At the center of the clearing, a halfling knight lies prostrate on the ground, unmoving. Appears to be gravely injured, his breath ragged on his lips. We can just leave him be or heal him. We'll heal him, because why not? Hopefully this won't come to bite us in the arse. Iggy kneels down next to the knight, using his creative magic to heal the knight's wounds. And like a blam, I guess. Knight stirs, groans. and pushes himself up off the ground. Why the flying fuck was I doing lying on the ground? Jen, that's not how knights talk. Oh, sorry. Guess I missed out on the round table lexicon classes. Threw me a fucking bone here. You'd have better luck teaching a monkey to fly than you would teaching Jinzhao to clean his tongue. Gonna be a monkey flying around here real soon if you don't plug your pie hole, you freckled fuck. Two men stand there. Hello. Hi. You alright now? I was standing, ain't I? Did someone attack you? To be honest, I can't remember. Everything's kind of a blur. Alright, all I remember is this weird hissing noise. Hissing noise? Yeah, like hiss. Yeah, exactly like that. Damn your vocal range. That wasn't me. Ew, you guys. I don't like your long tongues and all the drooling. Ugh. This on cue, they emerge from the inky blackness between the trees. One after another, tiny shadows giving way to heads of deepest crimson, while beneath their bulbous crowns, wrinkled twig-like arms wriggle and squirm like snakes. We got company. Cause I couldn't tell from the aroma of murder choking this place like a corn dog down my throat. One of the tomato creatures leaps at the night. Oh hell yeah. I'm kicking this music. Sorry, I'm just jamming out to this. This is fucking great. Who definitely deflects the attack with his sword. God damn it. We're gonna need to do this the hard way, I guess. Get behind me. Sure. Just let him have his moment, I guess. Considering Iggy has no kind of weapon, he has no cause for leaping behind the knight's back as the creatures draw near. But aren't these what attacked you earlier? One of the fiends comes charging towards them, ready to sharp fangs there. Knight separates his arms and legs from his body in two quick flashes of his blade. Yeah, what about it? Last I checked, you almost died. Hey, a slight miscalculation is all. Slight? Now two of them are closing in. Well, good thing the knight now has a healer on his side. They race forward, zipping to the left, to the right, and then flying at them from opposite sides. Knight spins, sword arcing in the air as it slices through their neck in swift succession, sending their bulbous heads bouncing to the ground. At that moment, Iki notices one bearing down on them from behind. Crap. Takes a hurried step backwards, only for the knight to grab him around the waist and pull him in close to the grunt. Damn vegetables. Another flash of his blade. Then the incoming creature falls to the ground in 6 neat pieces. Iggy watches in wonder. Then he lets his gaze fall to the iron-tight grip the knight has around his hips. The knight must have noticed too, because it records with a flustered jerk. But be a bit more careful, yeah. Knight calls. Nope. Capitated another tomato. Calls again. The remainder of the fight goes quickly after that. After 10 or more, the creatures are turned into ketchup. The rest begin to scatter, no doubt having realized their attacks are futile. With a series of hisses, they retreat back into the trees, lost one more within the shadow. You're remarkably skilled. What can I say? I know my way around with a sword. That was subtle. I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say anything, but now that you brought it up, I'm sure he was thinking with his other sword too when he grabbed around my waist. Eh? Eh? Okay, I'm just going to shut up. Hey, I'm a subtle guy. Did I miss something? Don't worry, Iggs. It's nothing. Yes, nothing. At any rate, Iggy ignores this comment. What is your name, Knight? Oh yeah, we haven't done introductions yet, have we? I'd get a big fat F in chivalry. You can call me Genzu. Oh, well, Genzu, I'm called Iggy. Got it, Iggs. No, this is the way you pronounce it, although I cannot pronounce it. Not seeing the difference here. Fine, whatever. At any rate, I'm on a very important quest for the king. Wait, I am? You are? Why else would you be walking around in a dangerous forest filled with murdered tomatoes? 'Cause he wants a sandwich. Well, was it then? Or what is it then? What's the quest? It's, even he doesn't know. What a farce. Maybe he needs to take the One Ring to Mordor. Whoa, 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 let's not bring the copyright house down on us, yeah? I mean, this is a free game, so, you know, fair use and everything. The Jewel of Happiness. The Jewel of Happiness? Yes, you must return the Jewel of Happiness to the sacred altar to, restore its light and bring happiness back to the world. On second thought, let's stick with Mordor. I knew you'd come up with something amazing, babe. You might as well call it Jewel of This Story is for the Brainless. The Jewel of Happiness, and that's it. See, he's already pulled it out of his robe. I have. Iggy has already pulled out the Jewel of Happiness out of his robe. Holds the amber orb between the two of them. The dull, lifeless surface seems to exude hopelessness, not happiness. Two very different things. I'm supposed to return the Jewel of Happiness to the sacred order and restore its light, so I can bring happiness back to the world. Jewel of Happiness? Sounds fake, but okay. I didn't need you anyway. Will you help me? I guess. Will you help me? I feel your sword would be a great asset along the way. Well, when you ask so nicely, how can I refuse? It's been a long time since I was solicited by someone as handsome sounding as you. I'm not soliciting you. I just need your help. All the same to me. And so the two companions set off, back into the shadow of the trees. But what kind of peril lurks in the dark? Only time will tell. Opening our eyes into a new scene, by the looks of it. Just a lot more trees. Hey, what are we looking at here? It seems to be a large, empty field. Interesting. Bit sus if you ask me. Does have an aura of strangeness about it. Two companions have reached the edge of the forest, only to be met with a new obstacle. An empty field. Ooh, this looks a lot better and more majestic than just a buttload of trees. Oh, the horror. Empty field. Whatever shall they do? You know, I don't appreciate the sarcasm. This part was not supposed to be challenging. Literally just a field that you have to cross. I don't know. I think it's good to be cautious. Yeah, maybe we'll trip and fall on a especially pointy rock and bash our brains out. Okay, fine. You want a suspicious empty field? I'll give you a suspicious empty field. Ooh, that's ominous. There. How do you like that? Does the field look scary beyond all reason now? Yep. The terrifying red sky? Yep. I think I just wet myself. As long as I'm nowhere near you, I'm good. Although, hopefully I don't start feeling any extra wet patches when I sit down. The two companions face the extremely dark and horrifying field. Sorrow chills their bone to the core. Maybe we can go around? Cannot go around. Field is wide and massive. Tending to the circumvent it would add days to their journey. Days they don't have if they have any hopes of restoring happiness to the world. Wait, did you hear something? Hear something? No. Jinzo gets tense, kening his ears towards the forest behind them. Is someone there? Oh. Don't know why Aoki's voice got deeper there. Something there. Happens in a flash. One moment, Jinzo is standing on his own 2 feet. Next, he isn't. Goes tumbling, rolling, house and grunts as his back cracks against the hard earth. Then comes to a stop. A shadowy figure perched atop him with a dagger pressed to his throat. Oh, of course you. Of course you're an assassin too. If it isn't my least favourite pint-sized sword swinger. Wait, you two are supposed to know each other. How could I not know this imbecile? Just thinking about him makes my stomach roil. That's what we call IBS, bud. See how he taunts me? I practically deserve to slit his throat. There's not gonna be any throat slitting. Fine, a little throat slitting is okay. Huh, I thought I felt eyes on my ass the last hour or so. Yes, everything is always answers with you, isn't it? What can I say? I like what I like. And you are what you eat, I guess. Oh, perhaps you also like me cutting that tongue of yours off, You sure you want to do that? Moving your precedent quite highly last time I used it. That's definitely not subtle. In any way, shape or form. The clicked individual pressed his dagger tight against the Genzo's throat. Snark all you want, but a day will come when I'll do everything I want to you. Oh, I'm sure you like that. Oh, you gotta run to Daddy because a little halfling hurt your feelings? What did you do to this guy? Dang, this guy seems to really hate you. Just what did you do to him? Me? Do to him? You know, half of the things this guy's done, you'd be running for the hills, Iggs. I don't know. Seems pretty nice to me. Man glances up. Smirks. Your new pet has good taste. Pushes himself to his feet and wipes the dust off his cloak. And not bad on the eyes either. How the devil did you get yourself mixed up with this irreverent ox then? He's helping me return the jewel of happiness to the sacred altar. We need to be on our way too. Let's get moving. No time to lollygag. Speaking of gagging, you should teach your boy how to hold his tongue. There's many a fiend out there with their eyes on that jewel. Really? This thing? I, however, would be happy to fend them off and aid you in your noble quest. Yeah, but at what price though? And I'd be happy to string you up by that rat on your head and leave you for the crows. So testy today, aren't we, dear? You would be You want to keep him all to yourself, don't you? More like I know you. You wouldn't help someone willingly if you had a knife to your balls. Don't tell me, you're bored. Daddy sent you out to run errands again, didn't he? Ha, I'm on a mission of extreme importance. Something you can never. He never sends me on errands. Who is this father you're talking about? Why, the King of Imps, of course. I am the heir to the throne. Heir to the throne? Last I checked, you were at the bottom of the list, bud. Daddy doesn't like it when you sleep with the guy trying to off him. A moment of weakness is all. Besides, last I checked, bottom of the list is still higher than brain out of Outcast Knight. That guy's gone so by his mantle with a splitenic half. Okay, both of you calm the fuck down. Both of you calm down, okay? This isn't getting us anywhere. Anne releases him, but not too affably. His hand goes to his hips and Genzo rolls begrudgingly at his throat. Thank you. Iki looks from the man to Genzo and back again. I just realized I don't even know your name. I just call him Buttface. Wallam is fine. I won't require you to address me as royalty. Yet. Yeah, he says that for when he's got a leash around your throat. Wallam crunches the heel of his boot into the top of Gonzo's foot. Genzo yelps. Alright, Wallam, you said you wanted to help. I would gladly accept your aid. This brings a proud grin to Wallam's face. And rightfully so. We don't need his help. We were doing just fine on our own. Oh, and how do you propose you were going to cross that field, I don't know, by walking? The way most people cross large tracts of land? And get swallowed up by the collector? No, I can see now you'll never make it across in one piece. You'll need the gift of stealth if you have any hopes of applying this plot. And I suppose that's where you come in, huh? Precisely. Five minutes later, sees the tree slinking across the darkened field. Yeah, can you give us a little bit more insight to our surroundings? Okay, there we go. Dart in and out of the shadows like ghosts in the night. And stop for a moment beneath the refuge of a large boulder. Quiet, listening. Are you sure there's even anything here? Place is as dead as my dick when I think about you. It does seem awfully quiet. We're just gonna skip over just what he said. Albeit, they're probably used to it by now. Just laughs, a bit grin playing on his lips. Oh, don't worry, it's here. Collector feeds on your fear. So do try to keep those thoughts of yours from succumbing to dread. And whatever you do, don't look at it directly. Seems simple enough to me. Iki curls his arms in around his chest and as a chill creeps up his spine. Him and avoiding dread have never mixed well. Dread being his constant companion, more like. Oh no. Something brushes against his shoulder. With a start, he turns around. But there's nothing. Nothing at all except the empty expanse of the field. Trick of the wind, no doubt. Are we dealing with Slenderman here? I don't like the static noises. But he can't help the anxiety tickling in the back of his neck. Well, I'm sure we'll soon find out when we have to start collecting 8 pages. Maybe you won't be able to return a jewel after all. Who is he, anyway? Not brave, not dependable. Certainly not any kind of savior. Maybe he'd be destined to fail all along. That moment, Orm mentions them ahead, which rouses him from his self-deprecating thoughts. Then they're moving forward again, around rock and brush, tracing divots in the dirt, swift and silent as they follow the trail of shadow. How we going? Orland leads them near the blackness of a large decaying tree, and they crush beneath it with ragged breaths, chest heaving. Jinsei leans in towards Orland with a hiss. You're not leading us around in circles, are you? I force myself to stay out in your close proximity even longer. You flatter yourself. Iggy's discomfort continues to grow. Brings his knee to his chest, gazing out across the shadow-strewn field. Now the feeling is all over his head and shoulders, like something slithering across his scalp, tracing the length of his collarbone. His breath is coming out faster and faster. Yeah, it might be best to ask for help in this situation, cause something's amiss here. Yeah, guys, I'm feeling a bit weird. His 2 companions continue to bicker and argue amongst themselves. Well, that was a waste of fucking time. Neither one paying attention to him. Why would they pay attention to him? It's nobody. Nothing. Burn to any and all who cross his path. Surely they'd fare better without him. He squeezes his eyes shut as a bead of sweat works its way down his temple. He'll never succeed. Might as well give up now. Why had he thought he'd ever be able to do something heroic? The ring extends down to his chest, curling and twisting around his neck, his arms, his waist. It's all around him now, but he doesn't care. Closes his eyes. He's a bumbling coward who doesn't deserve anything better. He would never have reached the altar anyway. Never have been able to make a difference. Tighter, twisting. He's been dragged now. Pulled away from the safety of the shadows. He should just give up already. The moment Orland leaps to his feet. It's here. It's him. Genzo follows suit, twisting around in horror. Iggs! But by that point, it's too late. Black tentacles coil around Iggy's form with a possessive tug, then yank him free of the shadow and up into the air. Iggy takes one look at the form of his captor. His eyes widen momentarily. That's how. Before going completely white, body limp in a tentacle's grip. Orland brings his hand to his hair, fingers digging into his scalp. Shit. He's already gone. Gone? What do you mean gone? There's no way now. We can't get close enough without looking at it ourselves. He stops. Looks at Genzo. Or perhaps not. I don't feel like you're about to ask me to do something extremely dangerous. There's no time. I'll try to move around to the back and distract it. Use the opportunity to cut him free. If this were any other situation, I'd say get fucked. But I think I'd appreciate Igg staying alive so fine. That's what I thought. Now, go and do the only thing you're good at and slice some things in half. Orland scuttles off into the shadows, dagger at the ready. Genzo unsheathes his sword back to the tree bark as he keens his ears. Doesn't take long. Commotion. To the far left. Sound of a blade cutting through the air, followed by the pained whine of something large. Now Genzo. Genzo wastes no time. Darts out from his hiding place. That's just a lot of tentacles. Sure we haven't come into like a hentai or something? Or maybe a Lovecraftian eldritch type of being or story. The beast is huge, massive. All around him, tentacles curling and twisting against the sky. And Iggy is up there in them. In that writhing snarl of liquid black coils. Genzo follows the sound of them as they whip around him, flying thrushes and snap in the air. One flash. Two. Sword arcs through the air, taking out the inky cores one after another. Take that, you overgrown octopus from hell. Collector screeches, whipping his tentacles into the even greater further. They come Genzo in whip-like lashes he can barely deflect in time, clanging off the hilt of his sword, slapping against his legs and shoulders, leaving great gashes in the wake. Genzo grunts, swings his sword left, right, aiming at anything and everything disturbed in the air. More shrieks. Creature is getting mad now, tangible fury present in its throes. He's just to your left. Gonzo nods, grits his teeth, and places his feet firmly on the ground and chops. The blade carves neatly through the two tentacles coiled around Iggy's body. There's an almost audible shudder. A fleeting moment where Iggy stays suspended in the air. Then Gonzo holds out his arms, a little whistle between his teeth, and Iggy's limp form falls into them with a cushy thwomp. Gonzo doesn't waste another moment. Takes off, short little legs booking it across the dirt. Collector roars and whirls and prepares his back and neck with more whip-like snaps. But he doesn't stop. Can't stop. Only when the shrieking finally fades, the air begins to calm. The ground hardens to packed dirt beneath him. Do his hurried footsteps slow. Comes to a stop, shoulders heavy and cold rack in his frame. Stands there, catching his breath, keen in his ears, listening for any sound, any sign that thing's still coming at him. But there's nothing. There's deathly still aside from his breathing. Complete and utter silence. Well, good to see you're still alive. Tall Autumn jumps down from who knows where to land on the ground beside him. Genzo yelps and falls back on his ass. Give him here. Oh, what's wrong with him? I already said he's gone. But there might be a way to bring him back if we act fast. What the hell does that even mean? But Lom doesn't respond. Already got Iggy laid out on the ground. He's currently snapping his fingers in front of his eyes. Iggy remains silent, his eyes as white as the bangs framing his face. Lom curses beneath his breath, begins rifling through his pack. You mean he's like passed out or some shit? Yes, passed out for all eternity. Ooh, so you're kind of like Sleeping Beauty? So maybe we need like a true love's kiss or something. As it finally seems to stop Genzo short, runs a nervous hand to his hair, corner of his mouth twisting downwards. Wait, am I dead? Yeah, he better not be dead. You're not dead, don't worry. Why do I not trust you, Mr. Antagonist over here? No, that was pretty gallant of you, though, Genzo. It was nothing. Oh, no praise for me, I see. Perhaps I should have left you there to rot. Thank you to all of them. What? What did I say? I think you broke him. Dumb bastard probably hasn't had anyone thank him for anything in his goddamn life. Olin finishes searching through his pack, pulling out a small vial of grey liquid. He shakes it next to his ear. The hell is that? My wakey wake potion. Sometimes I need my targets awake, you know. It's quite strong. I'm gonna do myself a favour and not ask. Anyway, maybe just what we need to jumpstart him back to reality. Should have known he had something weird to put in his mouth. Olm kneels beside Iggy's head, prodding his mouth open with his fingers. He yanks the cork out of the vial with his teeth, then pours the entirety of the contents down the other man's throat. 1 second. 2. Both of them watch Iggy's limp form on the ground. Then, a whooping fit of cough, Iggy begins to convulse. Hacking away, curls inward. Tears fall in his eyes as he hand comes to his mouth. Lasts for a good minute more. The sound of it both excruciating yet hopeful. When finally the convulsions die down, Iggy's eyes have cleared. First looks to Orm, then to Genzo. Welcome back. Groan and roll. Now we'll give Orm a hug. Feeling incredibly overcome, Iggy launches himself at Orm. Orm's going around his waist as he buries his face somewhere around his belly. Orm's eyes nearly bug out of his head. Pushes back on Iggy's shoulders in obvious discomfort, but Iggy refuses to let go. I was so scared. I didn't know where I was or what was going on. Everything was just... I was just so alone. Well, you're fine now, so you can just... Thank you for saving me from that place. Orm's eyes twitches. Gives another push, extra hard this time. Finally succeeds in extracting Iggy from his frame. Rises to his feet, turns to Genzo. Take care of that, your little cleric, would you? Needs to rest for a while. I'm going to secure the perimeter. The last thing we need is another surprise attack. Then, with a somewhat embarrassed twist on his heels, he turns and walks away, disappearing from back into the night. Genzo plows to a seat next to Iggy. After a few moments of scratching his head and listening to Iggy's, whatever that is, breath, pulls back his back off his back and positions it beneath the other man's head. Try to get some rest, eh? You still got a long road ahead. Silence still falls between them, whistling loud against the surrounding quiet. Then, finally, glad you're still with us though, yeah? Iggy smiles and lets his eyes flutter closed. Oh, that was an eventful night. The trio spends the night beneath the stars, taking turns resting and keeping watch as Iggy sleeps. Olin builds a fire. Gunther shares the salt, tack, and jars of homemade preserves he brought with them. And by morning, Iggy has mostly recovered. If one ignores the occasional relapse of vomiting, ew. So they all set off back down the trail, once more headed in the direction of their goal with hopes high. Only the intermittent doubt crosses their minds. On and on they walk, following the twisting path over rock and under hill, till just as the sun hits its peak in the sky, they approach a crossroads. And smack at the center of this crossroad, they see a figure. Oh, hi there. Finally we get a new character. Figure is unmoving, simply standing in the middle of the path. Even as they near, he remains still. In fact, they get all the way within a few yards of the figure with still no sign of movement. They come to a halt. Stand there. Menacingly. Sure this guy isn't just a, scarecrow or something? Figure stands there, just staring in their general direction, making no sign that he noticed them. He looks to his companions. Simply shoo him forward. Gee, thanks, guys. Takes a step with a wince. Hello? No response. Nothing but the same far stare. He shifts from one foot to another. Looks back. Sees nothing but a shrug from his companions. Tries again. Hello? Iggy gives a sudden start. Who's there? Iggy takes a startled step backwards. We're just passing through, that's all. But the sight of you standing in the road was so strange, we thought we should. Trails off a little wave of his arms. Not entirely sure how to finish his remark, so he leaves it be. The blonde gentleman looks at him for a moment, eyes dilating. Seems to realize something. You're the one my father sent with the jewel, yes? Father? Iggy's hands go instinctively to the jewel inside his robe. Wait, then doesn't that make you the prince? You two are quick-witted, aren't you? Whoa, wait just a minute here. Are we all just gonna ignore the fact that Git is what, Iggy? I believe what our pallid compatriot is trying to say is man. And a rather handsome one at that. And what am I gonna do with that, huh? We can be whoever we want to be, can't we? I mean, sure, I guess. I just thought it'd be fun, is all. Besides, I always make guy characters when I play games. I just like it better. You don't have a problem with it, do you, Iggy? Me? No, of course I don't. You look very dapper. Chris narrows his eyes in intense scrutiny, studying Iggy from head to foot. Yes, you do look dependable at all. It's a good thing I came. Now, give it here. Give what here? The jewel, of course. Someone like you never be able to reach the sacred altar. But I will ensure my father's will is done. Prince reaches forward. Iggy takes another hurried step backwards, clutching at his robe. This is my quest. Father gave it to me. I'm going to complete it. Yes, well, my father didn't know what a hapless fool you were. Now, give me the jewel. Well, it's a good thing that you went with us just earlier. We're passing through that field, but anyway, I'm not gonna give you the jewel. Oh, no, don't give him the jewel, that one. Iggy stumps his foot on the ground. If you want this jewel, you'll have to take it from me. I will return it to the sacred altar. Very well. You're apparently as naive as you are inept. Prince unsheathes his saber, long and thin, points at Iggy's throat. I shall take it from your cold, dead corpse. This is enough to spur both of Iggy's companions into action. Genzo's sword comes out. A quick arc of it, sending the tip of the prince's saber to the side with a clang. Nolan is behind the prince with a nigh invisible celerity, dagger going into the prince's throat. Prince attempts to jerk away, prompting Olam to press the blade tighter against his skin. Go on, try me. I've always dreamed of committing regicide. Olam pushes his face into the back of the prince's neck. I mean, I'm sure somebody here is getting bricked up, but anyway. The prince scowls. My father will have your head if he so much as lay a scratch on me. Genzo brings his own sword up at this, screaming or directing it at the prince's chest. Yeah, we'll have your guts or goddess if you think about touching our cleric. Guys, let's just calm down, okay? Let's perhaps not resort straight to violence. Iggy looks the prince up and down. Maybe Prince Gent. Right, Prince Gent can simply join us, and he'd still be able to ensure I'd complete my quest successfully. At this, the weapons finally fall. The four of them look between each other with furtive glances of uncertainty. Joining forces? What on earth makes you think I would do such a thing? I don't know, maybe because it's 3 against 1, but I do, and I doubt sweet Kinji would appreciate his son head delivered to him via express courier. Okay, maybe we stop threatening the prince, considering I don't want to be arrested for treason. Treason would be the least scandalous thing I've done time for. Be right back. Version my dream what you just said. Thanks. Stop talking about me like I'm not here. Let's try a confident handshake. You can see that the prince might require more convincing. What better way to prove his professionalism than a confident handshake? With a little cough, he steps forward and extends his hand. I promise to do everything in my power to deliver the jewel to the sacred altar. Will you lend us your aid in this quest, my liege? Prince looks from Iggy outstretched hand up to his face and back again. Finally. Not sure you leave me any other choice at this point. So much for my charging, I'm forced to accept. Thus forward, taking Iggy's hand with a firm shake. But heed my words well, cleric. I will see this quest carried out. I'll do everything in my power to ensure it succeeds, without distraction. I believe that may have been aimed at us. Iggy smiles in spite of himself. You can already feel the anxiety plaguing his psyche, growing exponentially by the second. And so the newly formed quartet starts anew, back on track and headed in the direction of the sacred altar. Will their combined forces prove enough to deliver it safely and restore its light? Answer lies shrouded in mystery. This is a pretty lake, or river, body of water, whatever you want to call it. Companions walk and walk. and walk and walk. For the sacred altar is very far. Days pass. Weeks pass. Months pass. Okay, this is starting to feel a bit ridiculous. Can't possibly be that far. Why was one of those things in the middle of a fucking ocean? This is starting to seem a bit excessive. And glaringly convenient too. I had to come up with a narration for all these many moons of travel. You guys got beef with how my award-winning author husband is writing the story? Award-winning? What award did he win? My heart, of course. Everyone's gotta be a critic. Here I thought I was doing all of you a favour by skipping over the boring parts. Well, maybe they wouldn't be boring if you'd actually made them interesting. For once I agree with Frecklenuts over here. You try writing a complete story in less than a month. I think you're doing great, babe. Maybe you can just have us run into the next obstacle. It usually provides an opportunity for character-driven conflict. Fine. Run into the next obstacle. Say, a giant eye. I don't know. I don't even fucking care. It looks like just a half-baked circle. Nothing in it. Root suddenly runs into a new obstacle. A giant eye. Sitting right in the middle of the bridge they need to cross. No one knows how it got there. It's just there. Further stare up at the eye in wonderment. What are we looking at, folks? Or better question yet, what's looking at us? I can practically hear the collective dick shriveling taking place in your pants right now. Dave wouldn't know how you know that, but anyway. It's a giant eyeball. Concerning, can we avoid it? Considering its girth is currently occupying the full width of the bridge, I would say no. Yeah, figured as much, but I thought I'd ask. Prince pulls up his chest and takes only slightly hesitant step forward. You there, eye, creature. I know you're not a motive for blocking the path right now, but I must ask that you relocate yourself at once. You must cross this bridge on important business for the king. There is no response from the eye. Prince turns around in search for answers from his companions, but receives nothing but a series of shrugs. Takes another step forward, only for some rumble to overtake the bridge. Soon he hears the precarious planks into a flurry of undulating tremors. Iggy's stomach flops in rapidly building nausea. And his feet. Can't help keep his feet centered in the middle of the bridge. But he can feel his balance starting to give, and he's tilting towards the edge. Ooh, who do we get to jump towards? Let's jump towards, well, because why not? We already given him a hug. Only one little remaining strength he can put into his wobbling legs. Aims himself at Olin without thinking, and jumps. Sudden approach must throw Olin for a loop, because in 1 second he's got his arms out, then next he's attempting to jump out the way. In the end, he's unable to do either of these things, and Iggy slams straight into him, sending both of them to the surface of the bridge. Whoops. But it takes Iggy's breath away. It's all he can do to clench his eyes shut until the quakes finally died down around them. 1 second, 2. Once everything has gone completely still, he opens his eyes. I can see Olin's face a few more mere inches away from his own. The bridge is new for me, but I'm willing to try anything once. Iggy leaps immediately to his feet. Sorry, I lost my balance. Olin pushes him back up with the dust off with his thighs. Oh yes, that's what they all say. Sorry, I tripped and fell and my dick landed in your... Alright, let's keep this thing somewhat G-rated, shall we? Maybe learn to control your pet, then, It's not my pet. Analyst, then? I'll have to keep this in mind. Iggy gulps at this. Smile Orm directs at him, sends an uncomfortable flush all the way to his neck and cheeks, and the blood rushing all the way to his dick. And he jerks his head away in an attempt to disguise it as a growing discomfort. If you gentlemen are done playing around, we got ourselves a new problem over here. All eyes turn back to the front, to where the giant pupil of the eye has rolled over to face them. Ah, there it is. So they actually did bother to actually draw that part of the eye. It is now staring at them curiously. Iggy feels a shiver curl up his spine. Fortunately, the prince once again takes the lead. Steps forward, clears his throat. If you are indeed sentient, then I ask that you heed our request and allow us passage. I have urgent business to complete on the other side of this bridge. Ian looks from the prince to Iggy to Genzo, then Orm in turn. Turns his massive watery pupil back to the prince. It talks? I didn't mean to skip past that. Answer me these questions 3, then say passage I shall decreed. Impressive given its lack of an oral cavity. Can't just say mouth like a normal person. Prince shoves them a wave of his hand. Very well then, ask us your question. Pupil of the eye shudders and dilates. Then, in a booming voice that sends the planks beneath their feet trembling. Is the function don't know what any of that fucking means. If you call the variable base number outside the function, what should be the output to the console? What the fuck kind of question is that, Huna? Isn't it usually some kind of riddle or something? All I have is this JavaScript for Dummies book, so sue me. I think that's a swell tactic. Riddles are so last decade. We're going to die. Prince pauses for a moment in confusion, then straightens, smiles. Child's play. The answer is undefined. How do you know? Correct. Prince glares at Iggy, who for once is looking quite proud of himself. You think you're pretty smart then, do you? I may know a thing or two from time to time. Next question. Using array.length on bunch of gibberish, what would be the output of list of pets.length? 4. Correct. Now it's Iggy's turn to glare. Prince just smiles. Not so fast on the uptake, are you, cleric? I was distracted for a moment. Typical excuse. Do you have any idea what the hell is going on? Not a clue. Good, glad it's not me. Next question. Iggy and the prince both brace themselves. Which HTTP verb would a developer use to request an update to product details from the server? Put. Correct. Two of them grin at each other, eyes aflame with passion. Congratulations, I don't have any more questions. With another shudder, the eye rolls off to the side of the bridge. disappears into the water far, far, far below without so much as a splash. That was quite possibly the weirdest fucking thing I've ever experienced. The prince turns to Iggy, though still curled into a smile. I suppose you're not as incompetent as I recently made you for, cleric. My opinion of you has risen. Guess we don't need you anymore. You're not half bad yourself. Iggy's having a hard time containing his anger. You're not half bad yourself. Maybe between the two of us, we'll be able to finish this thing. Prince laughs. Indeed, I do believe our chances have just increased. 2 clasped hands in a moment of triumph and camaraderie. It could rival even the most famous shonen enemy. What are we then, the peanut gallery? We may have just relegated the role of comic relief. I mean, you guys have been big funny men for most of this game already, so quite fitting. And so the 4 companions continue their journey, through rain and shine, through water and muck, and on the horizon the spires of the sacred altar grow even nearer. Wonder how much further we got till we reached this holy Alta Vista, whatever it's called. 1.5 miles. Damn, what the fuck? It was built in GPS or something? There's a sign. Oh, yay, sacred altar. Don't I feel incredibly sheepish? We're almost there then. Finally, we'll be able to complete our quest. Or will you? Collective gasp. The group turns to their new voice. Some weird Barney creatures. I need to find themselves surrounded on all sides by towering 7-foot tall rabbit soldiers. You draw their weapons. Now this is a surprise. Looks like the Easter has come early this year. You'll not allow us to pass over. You know what's good for you, rabbits. The king has been watching you very closely in this so-called quest of yours. My father? Your father, the king? Don't make me laugh. I mean the real king. What are you even talking about? What does it matter? You'll be dead soon anyway. Nab 'em, boys. Rabbits charge. They're quick as lightning. Giant masses that move with exhilarating speed. And Iggy can only watch as his companions begin to fight. He scoots back in an attempt to get out of the way. But they're everywhere. More and more of them are joining the fray. To his left, Ginzo is deflecting incoming spear attacks with well-placed arcs of his sword. To his front, Olam is leaping in and out of the incoming onslaught. And he jabs of his dagger on their necks and arms. And to his right, Ginzo is carrying 2 sets of spears while peppering their own with jousts of his saber. Clank clashes and fleshy thwacks surround him on all sides, and he has to sidestep again and again whenever the furry weaponry grows too near. He can't even keep up with it. Too much. It's happening too fast. It's falling chaos around him. Nothing he can do to help. A grunt to his left. Ginzo gets his first hit. You can see the flash of red across his arm, and the spear he hadn't managed to evade. Then, a heavy thud. One of the rabbits had caught hold of Olam's cloak and thrown him to the ground hard. Olam leaps back to his feet, but it's clear he's hurting. A yelp of pain to his right. Now Gens, too, has taken a hit. 3 fresh claw marks have gouged out into his to the flesh of his cheek. He needs to do something. He needs to help them. But who? It's all happening so fast. Ah, shit, here we go. What one do we do? Let's help on, I guess. Been choosing for everything else, so he was on instinct. Running towards his left before his mind and talking out of it. But all was suddenly nowhere to be found. Iggy looks around in confusion as the rabbit goes leaving the shuffle around him. There's a thud to his front. When he looks up, he sees a pair of yellow eyes staring straight at him. Hi there. Takes a step back. The rabbit takes a step forward, snarls, and charges. But just before the rabbit sends the point of his spear straight through his stomach, flying through the air, Holden has him hooked in against him. They're leaping, diving, slicing through the air. So fast it sends Iggy's head spinning. Once they come to a stop, Holden grabs Iggy's shoulders with a hurried shake. What the hell do you think you were doing? Helping you. Help? Holden brings his hand to his hair with a frustrated grimace. He doesn't have a chance to say anything further, because another rabbit is already launching at him. Holden grabs Iggy by the wrist and takes another flying leap to the left. Then it's back to dodging spears, evading claws, and ducking under boots. But Iggy can tell that Olm is getting tired. Besides, there's like that word he'd shown at the beginning of the fight, and not moving quite as fast. Slowing him down. Sooner had this thought left his mind, and Olin must have made a miscalculation. Because they go careening into the broad front plate of an especially large rabbit. The double thought as they fall back on their asses in the dirt. Shit. Olin wobbles to his feet as quickly as he can. Shit. But already they're completely surrounded. All the rabbits on all sides, moving closer and closer. That's when Iggy notices it. Flickering around Olin's frame. You good there, Olin? It's some sort of glitching veil. And the Olin he sees through, it looks different from the Olin in front of his face. The eyes are yellowish green, pupils red at their centers. What the? Maybe some kind of... Why don't we just hold our fucking horses here, eh? Some voice booming across the entire clearing stops all of them in their tracks. Shadow from above. East to the ground, causing the earth itself to quake upon impact. Then the 6'2" woman rises to a full height, giant axe perched on her shoulder. Someone call Buxley a sandwich. Ha! The cavalry finally arrives. Time to turn the turntables. Turn the... whatever, it's skull cracking time. Gotta say, I love this music for this game, it's very fitting. What? Nothing, I just never imagined you so... homicidal. Are you sure you can handle all these rabbits though? Well, me friend, I'm not some floozy who ain't got the chops. Now let's get this party started. I was gazed in surprise at the newcomer monopolizing the center of the clearing. One finally works up the courage to charge at her. Buck takes his head clean off with his neck with one mighty swing of her axe. Everyone watches it bounce to the ground with a fleshy thump. 1 second. 2. Rabbits quickly go into panic mode. Running this way and that, trying to scatter. The box isn't finished with them. The giant golf that rolls their their very bones, rushes forward with all the heaving sinews and untucked through whatever the fuck that word is, of the stampeding ox. Yeah, there goes all the body parts. Swings left. Right. Well, looks like rabbit stew is on the menu, boys. Up because of one right up the crotch. Then spins. Sewing spear tips and dick tips and limits alike. Invertible scroll, swirling, whirling, iron-bladed entropy. Pumpkins try, but they ain't got the spray. The spray. Turns towards another coaster. Currently carrying with their ears plastered to the tops of their heads. More for me? Good. I'm still hungry. Then she's rushing forward again. Acts like a mighty cleaver bringing down hills. Judgment for the unfortunate lifelines. After about 10 of the rabbits are in various states of dismemberment on the dirt, she finally slows, watching lacklusterly as the remaining few scuttle off in the distance. Chicken delivered a lot of them. None of them ever wanted a taste of old Buxy, I see. Dripping blood and guts and furry clumps onto the ground, she wanders over to the group. You okay? You folks okay? Looks like you just seen a ghost. The ghost of Christmas past come to make me repent for my sins, maybe. You're really incredibly capable, man. Ha, that was just a warm-up. Gotta keep them guns in shape, you know. I shudder to think what you'd consider a true workout. Feeling all of a sudden somewhat courageous, and perhaps a bit terrified at the prospect of what could have happened, Iggy steps forward, hand outstretched in supplication. They are on a quest to return the jewel of happiness to the sacred altar and restore its light. Your strength would prove invaluable in helping us reach our destination. Will you lend us your aid? Buck looks at Iggy, looks at the rest of the group, who all merely return the look of furtively hopeless silence, and smiles, and laughs. Force of its sentence spatters of gory glue into the ground below with each heave. Sure, seems fun enough. You can count on old Buxy here to keep you folks in one piece. I'll be back at like a butt crack. Wonderful. I will make sure my father rewards you handsomely. Wait a minute, reward? Nobody said anything about a reward to me. Next time Olin can only eye Buck's gold bedecked biceps and growing penance. I guess you like your muscle mummies then. Finally complete, Quentin continues the remainder of their journey without issue. The path takes them up the winding cliffside to where a giant castle overlooks the plains. Positively enormous and boasting towering walls and soaring spires, and thick bulwarks strong enough to fend off even the most heinous of onslaughts. This is the sacred altar? Indeed. What else were you expecting? I don't know, something not quite so imposing, I guess? Surely, something not sure if I'm here to return the jewel of happiness, or rescue a princess from a tower. Why not do both? I've always been a big fan of multitasking. I just have to ask, what's your opinion on strap-ons? Strap-ons? Strap-on what? And where? Don't worry, I could teach you. You're a big float when you want to be. Group approaches the giant front door with the massive ziggurat. Strange apparatus is embedded into the wooden frame of the door. Good 10 or so rotating mechanisms make up for its body. And some of unintelligible symbols decorate its front. There seems to be some kind of archaic look, a puzzle of sorts. I barely even understand what I'm looking at, let alone how to open it. It must be a way. What happened to all that highfalutin, nose-bound brouhaha back at the bridge, huh? That's different. Looks literally impossible. Let me take a look. Bugs comes stomping over to the front. Takes one look at the lock at the door. Well, probably raising her axe and chopping the entire thing apart. You know, I mean, that's one way to get in. Short shudders for a moment before collapsing in on itself in woody cacophony. Wait a minute, you can't do that. Why not? Seems like the simplest way to me. You're supposed to come up with a carefully crafted solution that combines all 5 of your strengths. From the fear of teamwork. You know, this is us we're talking about. Work together? Are you mad? That would force Ginzu to not be an asshole, which I can't see happening anytime soon. Oh yeah, well, you know to stop acting like a sun-dried dick all the time. Oh, so witty. What exactly is a sun-dried dick? Do pray tell. It's what I'm going to do to your redacted when I redacted your freckled Aw, they're getting so into their roles. I'm glad they're having so much fun. For fun? Can we go back to the impressive feat of strength I just performed on our wooden adversary over here? Rather than stare upon Buck's handiwork with synchronous gulps of barely restrained awe. You can even piss a little. Well, if we definitely didn't smell like piss before, we definitely do now. Well, what are you all waiting for, huh? Let's break into this holy hack job. Giving her axe back onto her shoulder, Bucks takes off into the newly opened doorway, breaking off further bits of wooden door frame with the top of her head. I was quick to fall in line behind her, half tripping as they climb over the rubble and into the darkness beyond. It looks pretty bright in here to me. Once inside, they find themselves in a large hall. Tall pillars of marble line the walls. A plummeting tapestry hung like the golden ceiling like carpets descended from heaven. It's a little too quiet in here. He takes a step outside the grand expanse of the foyer, looks around. Hello? His voice echoes off the doomed ceiling. There's no response. No one home, perhaps? What do you expect? Some kind of holy guardian we'd have to give a good ass pounding? Sounds risque. I don't really know, I guess. He pulls a jewel of happiness from his robes, gazing down at its dull, lifeless surface. But what do I do with this thing? It doesn't come with any instructions. I've been scrutinizing its surface as though looking for an answer. Which I was kind of hoping it'd just light up or something when we arrived. Mayhaps the answer lies deeper within? Yeah, this place is honking huge. Gotta use our beavers to take a little look-see, I guess. He takes one last look at the jewel, nods and slips it back into his robe. You're right, let's look around. They've further restored, they set off once more into the darkness of the castle. It's quiet around them, deathly quiet. The steps echoing across the marble halls, one hallway to the next, they walk, each one longer than the next, but each one completely empty. Nothing but long, still corridors that seem to lead into dark and obscurity. We are gonna be able to find our way back out. This is getting awfully maze-like. Iki turns to look back at the way they come. It's an equally dark as the way ahead. Can't remember the turns they made, but I don't really have much choice at this point. I have to keep pressing forward. Come on, I'm sure we'll find something soon. Then it's back to shouldering onwards. But the air is different now. Colder. Heavier. Weighing down on them from all sides. You feel it in his bones. Deep-seated kind of chill that sends his stomach into anxiety-ridden knots. You can feel his fingers trembling, to the point that he needs to curl them into the folds of his robes. Light flickers. Shuddered on off. He stops in his tracks. Wait a moment. Then, when they seem to stabilize again, looks back. He blinks, wondering at first if he's just seeing things. Then shakes his head. No, someone's missing. Where's Genzu? The rest of the group turns around to look. But Halfling is in question is nowhere in sight. He's gone. And this concerns us. Why? He was just here a moment ago. Iki brings a shaking hand to his hair. Chills are ramping up now, up and across his arms like tingly firecrackers. He could have just glanced at the front, glanced at the back. Always completely clear on both sides. Probably run away with his tail between his legs. He's so good at that. Guess we keep going then? I know it's flickering again. Not twisting, he tours around, screeching, or searching. Box is gone. Turn of it is admittedly a bit more concerning. She's giant. How could she just disappear like that? Iki gulps again. His heart is really starting to pick up now. If this keeps up. But no. Shakes his head. They need to keep moving. Everything will be fine. Next time the lights flicker, he spins on his heels, feeling to let another one of them disappear in front of his eyes. But it's already too late. By the time he's facing backward, Olam is the only one standing behind him. Olam looks to his left. He's right. Displays his arm in apparent apathetic acceptance of their fate. And then there were two. Aren't you at all concerned by this? Used to being alone in this dark with strange men. No helping the situation. Another flicker. Followed by another. And then lights go out for good. Iggy gives a little whine of terror and steps back until he hits the wall. It's quiet for a moment. Quiet save the rapping beating of his heart. Echoes up inside his head with a dull thrum. Then, he hears Olam's sigh. Footsteps. A hand on his. Come on. Olam's fingers curl around his, bony and rough and just a little bit sweaty. Attaching yourself to the wall like a leech will get us nowhere. But I can't even see a thing. I can see for the both of us. A tug, firm but gentle at the same time. Iggy furrows his brows. Finally allows himself to be pulled away from the wall all the same. There you go. Well, his thumb runs up the side of his hand, and Iggy immediately feels a flush rise to his cheek. Stop that. A laugh. Just easing the tension is all. That's not easing anything. No, but look at you. Walking along like a capable human being through the scary dark corridor. It's true. He is walking now, and you've completely forgotten about the fear gripping at his heart, at least momentarily. Lies down on his tongue with a flustered huff. Then they're moving forward again. Just the two of them, down the corridor and endless darkness. Around them, the walls seem to undulate with invisible waves. Tangible sense of isolation closing in on them. But Iggy can't help his thoughts focus on Orm's hand. The rough feeling of it between his fingers. Big and light even in the thick curtain of shadow threatening to strangle them. There's something almost familiar about it. About all this. Hands connected. Almost teasing comments. Always trying to get a rise out of him. And him putting up with it. Maybe even liking it. Just a bit. Thought puts him at ease somehow. Something to focus on besides the wall of darkness, at least. In fact, he is just beginning to regain some of his composure when he realizes that Orlan's hand is gone. He stops, pushes forward, swings his arm around and curiously panicked flourishes. Orlan is simply gone. Orlan? No response. And already, Iggy can feel himself starting to curl in on himself. He's alone. So fucking alone. Darkness closing in on him. Okay, I've had about enough of this. Where did you guys go? Can we finish this scene up already? Oh, this is creepy. Oh, I don't like this. The same glitchy stuff we saw when they were fighting the rabbits. Guys, what the fuck? Hold on. Then, when the floors open up beneath him, doesn't know how long he falls. It's dark all around him, like he's falling through nothingness. Gaping dark abyss surrounding him on all sides. There's something oddly familiar about it. Wind whipping up around him. Silence falling a dull buzz in his ears. But how? How could it be familiar? How could any of this be familiar? What makes his stomach twist? What's going on? He doesn't even know anymore. He's lost. Lost is something much bigger than himself. No way to stop it. And just as he's beginning to wonder if he's simply keep falling forever, ground rises up beneath him like a steam engine to the gut. Voices. That's the first thing he comprehends. Voices around him. Clanky iron footsteps, but dark. Still dark. Can't see anything. And his head is ringing like he has been bashed in the ears with the world's loudest gong. He groans, tries to push himself up, only to be immediately grabbed from behind. Two sets of strong hands grip him beneath his pits and pull him to his feet. What the hell? Tries to pull away, but the fingers digging into his skin are like iron rods. Then they're moving, marching forward. held just high enough that he can't quite touch the ground, his toes scraping the floor. And as they walk, begins to hear it. Stomps. Chants. An entire chorus of them, growing louder and louder. Ground trembles beneath his feet. Louder. Can feel it in his bones now, vibrating up through his spine. A panic tremolo stirring in his heart. Now my eyes. World opens up all around him, taking his breath away. Like some kind of vast underground hall, everything red hot and glowing. Lava cascades down from an awe-inspiring high ceilings that gleam in brilliant gold. Flames bubble up like dragon's breath and puffs that warp the air around them. And the crowd, the army, immeasurable in their amounts, and lined up on either side of the path in front of him. Tens of thousands of rabbit soldiers, and all of them stomping, chanting, pounding their spears against the hard-packed earth. Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. Iggy swallows hard as the captors begin dragging him down the aisle. The sound is deafening, chanting so loud and so zealous that it makes his very bones tremble, his heart thrum. Jerry. Back and forth he watches the vibrant soldiers, their frenzied exhalation, dragged further and further along. Air scorching his lungs. You can see a gathering up ahead, past the rank of the soldiers. More rabbits, putting small figures between them. His companions. Squeezes his eyes shut, the world starting to spin around him. Closer and closer. Till a throne comes into view past the gathering. Golden gilding glinting in the incandescent light of the flames. Jerry feels dizzy, heat curling up inside him as the echoing chants continue to assault his ears. Finally, make it to the end. His captors drag him in line with the rest of his companions. Turn to look at him. This is a mixture of indignation and apprehension. One when forced to their knees with their arms cocked out like chicken wings. Chicken wings. Iki returns to look at the gulf of uncertainty. When all of a sudden the chants come to an abrupt stop. The entire army goes down on one knee, synchronous series of iron clangs. Silence. Then, footsteps behind them, heavy and echoing as they approach. My dear friends, so kind of you to finally join me. Sanitary 284? The rabbit in question doesn't move for a moment. Then his ears rocket skyward, body stiffening like a rod. I told you to call me Jerry. That makes Iggy flinch. Olm, however, just grins. You really expect me to stoop to that level? You rabbits are nothing but expendable pawns. Who needs names when your only purpose in life is to serve the king? Jerry twitches and stomps over. Grabs Olm by the base of his rat tail and yanks him up into the air. The king? The king, you say? Jerry marches over to the side of the platform, overlooking the simmering pool of lava below. Seems to me I'm the king now. Thrusts Olm over the edge with an enraged huff. Or are you as typhotic as you are conceited? Olm's face twists in pain as his legs kick uselessly beneath him. Jerry, stop. Jerry blinks, turns back, looks at Iggy, smiles. Yes, I am forgetting myself, aren't I? die. Throws all onto the ground with a wince-inducing thud. Olin goes rolling, and when he tries to push himself back on his feet, Jerry brings a foot down on his back, slamming him back onto the ground. I have more important matters to attend to than this. The throned rat kicks him off to the side, where he's snatched up by a duo of guards. Jerry wanders towards Iggy, his hand to his chin in apparent wonderment. Very important matters indeed. You'll unhand us at once, or you have my father to answer to. Your father? Your father? Jerry is curling amusement, his eyes flashing. Then he's laughing. High-pitched squeaks that bite the hearts and eardrums like knives. Haven't you figured it out yet? None of this is real. Noble little quest of yours was nothing more than a carefully laid trap. And you fell for it. You all fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Gozer responds with a snapping of teeth that sends Jerry back with a little laugh. What do you mean? Jerry shakes his head in sardonic pity. Why, the jewel, silly. He cups Iggy's cheeks in his hand, tut-tutting beneath his breath. I need to destroy that naughty piece of gravel in order to keep my glorious new kingdom intact. Now he's moulding and mashing Iggy's face between his palms. We wouldn't want you to use that to wash all of this away from me, would you? Get your fucking hands off of him. Down, boy. Jerry sighs and flicks against his forehead, and goes back with a growl. No, I made far too much progress for that. I can go back to that caitiff I was before. Or go clean up the stores 284. Or stop dawdling at the back of the line 284. Or report to my chambers 284. No, now I'm the one making the wishes. I'm the one making the rules. I'm the one turning this kingdom into a paradise for all rabbit kind. This is Jerry's Wonderland now. Rabbit's gone, lost in his goddamn mind. As are most of the people reading this by now, I'm sure. Yeah, I've actually been enjoying it so far, so no complaints from me. You still think this is a game? Kind of visual novel you can read and peruse at your own leisure? Wait, I don't like that you're breaking the fourth wall here, buddy. You actual morons. This is your new reality now. Or haven't you figured that out yet? And as soon as I destroy that yellow potato, things will never go back to normal. Normal? Normal for you, but hell for us rabbits. But now, I get to make your life hell. Why do I feel like I've heard that line before? Search me. I'll never give you that jewel. Jerry stops, smiles. Look at you being all brave. Well, sorry kid, but there ain't much you can do at this point. Snaps his finger at his guard. Turn him over. The world quickly turns upside down as the nearest guard grabs him by the ankle. Then he is hanging uselessly in the air, spray fluttering around him. One shake, two, then the jewel of happiness falls to the ground with a dull thud. Guard drops him back to his feet. Jerry smiles and walks towards it, but Iggy moves before he can even stop his head from spinning. Dashes towards the jewel, hands outstretched, only for the nearest guard to sideswipe him with his spear. Goes tumbling to the ground. First, he can't seem to breathe. There's pressure overtaking his chest. He realizes that at the start that the impact must have cracked some ribs. Pain. Brings a hand to his chest with a wince. Pain so intense that it takes his brain a second to catch up with it. He coughs, sending red splatters to the floor. Then looks up to see his companions just staring at him in shock. No, he can't. Rolls back to his feet. Won't let you have it. Starts with a jewel. This time the attack comes from behind, slamming his chin into the floor. He groans, head spinning. Lightning like tendrils of pain are shooting up and down his spine. He feels something chalky in his mouth. Spits out 2, 3, 4 cracked bits of tooth. No. But still, he wobbles to his feet. He has to. Restore happiness to the world. Stumbles towards the jewel, body trembling. Spear goes for his shins. There's a crack as the bone breaks. Fuck. Pain is all over now. Pulsing in and out. Setting his brain on fire. Gazes up at his companions. That's right. He has to make them happy. All of them. His friends. Starts crawling towards the jewel. You can see it there. Just out of reach. Lying on the ground. Key to their happiness. It's all up to him. Closer. He's wheezing now. Horribly throaty breaths that claw up at his lungs. Closer. Cold chills run up and down his spine, his arms, his legs. His robe feels unbearably heavy. So heavy that it's as though it's pushing him straight down to the ground. Closer. Reaches a hand out. Trembling fingers seeking out for the jewel. He has to. His foot comes down on his hand. Pain is immediate. Shooting up through his hand, his arm, his shoulder, sending a panic grasp out between his lips. He can't move. Body goes completely rigid. Muscles not responding. Brain on overdrive. Jerry simply watches him, tisking as he shakes his head. Look at you, so stubborn. Prides his foot hardest into Iggy's hand, bone crunching between his heel. But it's all too late. Everything is already in place. You're not the star of the show anymore. He leans down, fingers gripping the back of Iggy's head and wrenching it upwards. Don't look so sad though. I won't kill you. I need you alive. Killing you would only reset the cycle, you see. And that doesn't mean I won't make the rest of your life a living nightmare. Glances up, smirks. Doesn't mean I have to keep them alive either. I did say a little throat slitting was okay, didn't I? Snaps his fingers. Guards holding his companions promptly run their knives across each of their throats. Iggy's eyes suddenly bug out their eye sockets. Can only watch as their body is slumped to the floor. You... Eyes fill up with tears, this blubbering uselessly. Jerry sighs and lets Iggy's head fall back into the ground with a thud. Then swipes the jewel up and pushes him back to his feet. Me what? If you're not even going to speak clearly with me, this relationship is going to be such a chore. But don't worry, we'll have a long time to get to know each other better. Walks back towards his throne with a snicker, tossing the jewel up and down with each step. Iggy pulls his hand towards his chest, body curling in on itself. He couldn't do it. Couldn't save them. Couldn't make them happy. Tears leaked down his cheeks to pull it in his ears. He can't do it. And can't do anything. Happy? What would make him happy? All this time he had been focused on them. But what about him? Shouldn't he deserve happiness too? Closes his eyes. Yes, that's right. What does he want? What would make him happy? At the moment, he feels a warmth inside his chest. The tiniest warmth. Growing up and out of his heart. Warding off the chills and the shakes. Pulling him up from the inside out. Yes, that person. That person makes him happy. If only he could have told them. At the moment, Jill and Jerry's hand begins to glow. It starts as a dim glimmer, then grows and grows, blossoming into a brilliant amber gleam. Jerry stops with a start, with a brilliant flash, then beams of light begin shooting out the jewel, one after another. It extends all the way through the hall, past the hall, out across the plains into the sky. More and more and more, till the jewel grows so bright and hot that Jerry couldn't hold it anymore. With a yelp, he steps back and it rises up into the air, still spewing more and more light. There's a rumble. Then the world begins to shake around them. Bits of ceiling begin falling to the ground into the lava, and the platform starts undulating beneath their feet, heaving precariously back and forth. Behind them, the army of rabbit flees into a panic. They run left and right, shouting and screaming in an attempt to escape the hall. But through the din, another noise emerges. Teeth ripping into something. Flesh and clothes and fur. A slump of bodies falling to the ground, falling from the rolling of it. All of them appears. Okay, I don't like that it sometimes auto-scrolls, so I don't have enough time to read through it. He ascends the stairs to the throne. It looks different now. The Olem Iggy saw earlier during their fight with the rabbits. Stands over Iggy, eyes focused on Jerry. You, stay back. Stay back, I said. Olem's body gives a shudder. Then his shoulders fall over so slightly. An impish grin spreads across his face. As much as a pleasure it would bring me to devour you whole, your look of despair as your pathetic kingdom crumbles around you is reward enough. Now go piss yourself somewhere else before I change my mind. Drops him to his knees next to Iggy, starts to pull him up to his arms. Then must think better of it. You're going to need to get on my back. I'm sure I have the arm strength. Iggy just nods when Olem turns around. He uses what energy he has left to climb onto the imp's back. Olem stands with a little wobble, clearly having some trouble. Are you alright? I'm fine. Olem grunts. He positions Iggy on his back. Why did you your eyes? Oh, did it wear off? Should have figured. Not to keep this spell up the spell when I am saving defenseless clerics from sudden death. At any rate, we should have probably be trying to liberate ourselves of this hellish place, yes? Shoots a final smirk at Cherry, who returns the look with a frightened yelp. Then, with a little hop skip to get himself moving, he runs. Down, down, down through the din and the chaos and the smoke they run. There's still panicked rabbits flying left and right. Through the falling rubble and the leaping flames. Back across the bridge as it begins to twist and turn and buckle. We reach the end just as a giant piece of suddenly breaks off. Takes out the hunk of the ground in front of them. There's a gaping hole in its wake, flames licking up at the cracked edges. Well, that puts a bit of damper in the daring escape. There's nowhere to go. Already the rest of the platform is crumbling around them, and the gap is 5, 10, 20 times too far to leap. Orm turns around. Curses beneath his breath. Even the bridge behind them is gone now. Great heaping chunks of it trembling off to join the molten pot below. They're left stranded on a precariously balanced island in the middle. Dead end, I suppose. Looks like you won't have to deign me with any grandiose shows of gratitude after all. Iggy pushes his face into the back of Orland's neck, tries to feel him shaking, just ever so slightly. It's okay, not everyone is cut out to be a hero. Certainly not me. Hold on. Not too late to wish one of the others back, is it? I'm sure one of them could have actually saved you. Hold on. What? Put me down. Why would I just do it? One grumbles beneath his breath, but he does as he's told. Dropping to his knees so Iggy can roll off into the trembling earth. As if it's seeing 2 more giant chunks of the bridge breaks off. The little platform is getting smaller and smaller. He raises his arms. Come here. Orland's brow twitches, and he coughs into his hand. Wrestling complies, lying into Iggy's lap. Another bridge. Must just be our thing. I didn't say I was willing to try anything once. Iggy feels the flush rise into his cheeks. Wipes it off with a shake of his head. Buries his head into Orland's chest instead, wrapping his arms around his waist. Orland just sighs and rests his hand on the back of Iggy's head. Stares off at the crumbling world around them. This is how to end, isn't it? It's okay. Remember what Jerry said. If I die, everything gets reset. Reset? I just want to tell you before that happens. Before we forget all this ever happened. That you make me happy. Orm stops. Blinks. Looks down at the back of Iggy's head. Say that again? Somehow this makes Iggy shy. And when he says it again next, his voice shrinks in on itself. You make me happy. Orm smirks at this. Tugs back Iggy's head so he can look down at him. Isn't that so? Then I suppose you wouldn't mind if I let you with something you'll forget soon anyway. Huh? Orm dips down and presses their lips together, and Iggy's eyes go as wide as dinner plates. At that moment, however, the platform beneath them gives, falling. They're falling, clutching at each other, clutching to each other, twisting and turning as the air whips around them, embers pricking their skin, but they focus only on each other, pulling themselves closer it's coming. Iggy closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, then wait, they got their own outro song? This is fucking cool. Oh, but that was so cool though. Man, what a fucking ending though. It's such a cool song. But yeah, that was our Fantastic Wonderland. That was a lot of fun to play through. Sorry, I'm just vibing to this song. This fucking slaps. Okay, but yeah, anyway, yeah, this was a fun read-through. I really loved this. But apparently there are 2 different other endings to go through. So I'm assuming we go with different people, maybe? So I don't know. But you guys can figure that out yourselves. I will leave a link down in the description below to if you want to check out this game yourself. And yeah, with that, we'll be moving on to another game. And hopefully nothing that's too reality or mind-bending as this one. Oh, wait, we're not done. There's our after credits scene. You working to the sound of Mrs. Dorwish rolling her trash bin down the driveway. Must be something stuck in one of the wheels, because with each rotation, bin lurches upward and smacks heavily against the pavement. Roll, roll, smack. Roll, roll, smack. Sits up in his bed. All of a sudden, come over with the urge to look out the window, and half trips, half stumbles out the sheets. She's there, Mrs. Dornish, that is, just as he'd expected she would be. And only a second after he spies her halfway down the driveway, bottle falls out of the bin. It's an interesting bottle, somewhat round and oblong. The tint with an interesting golden hue that glints in the morning sun. What looks like a potato. Watches her stop, pick it up, and toss it back inside the bin. And it's back to her interrupted journey. Roll, roll, smack. Roll, roll, smack. He watches her for a moment longer, brows furrowed, ultimately shakes his head and turns back into his room. Yes, his room. This is his room, same as it is every morning. And yet somehow, feels like he hasn't seen it in a long, long time. Moves a hand up to run through his hair. As he does so, he winces. Strange pin-like pain blossoms across his fingers. Looks down at his hands. He sees nothing wrong. 5 fingers, just like always. All of them in perfect working order. Goes them in, out. Gives his hand a shake. And he turns himself around. He blinks. And finally sighs. This is getting ridiculous. Doesn't have time for this. Has work to do today. Clients with deadlines. A little slap of his cheeks, he starts towards the kitchen. He's starting up at a coffee pot. A thought crosses his mind. Flayed of passing thoughts. Maybe he'll call Orlum later. Yeah, maybe he will. The thought whatever that word is, in the back of his mind. He heads towards his desk. He has work to get done. Oh, the Orlum route ending. Yeah. So yeah, I'm wondering if it's the other 2 that we can get as well. But yeah. That's it, I guess. Wait, there's also a thing here. Like the characters want to know more about what the hell is going on. what this game didn't have enough cannibalism, play the main game, Our Wonderland. Available on itch.io, you won't regret it. Which is actually their main game, I think. Yeah, Our Wonderland, which is in the same universe as this one. But yeah, this I didn't realise this one was actually a kind of spin-off to that main game. But yeah, how interesting this one was, I'm definitely going to be checking that one out at a later date. So yeah, that's it. After this menu, maybe. Okay, yep, that's it. Just back to the main menu. Okay, well, bye guys.